Today we're making fried chicken breast, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Pretty simple dish, but it's delicious when it gets cooked. Right now I have 3 chicken breasts in here frying. One of them was very small. The other 2 were pretty good size, so I filleted them and spread them out. Right now they're cooking at a higher than medium temperature, but not quite all the way, in an iron skillet. I will be turning the temperature down, but I wanted to let them sear a little bit on the outside and cook to get a little crispy. In the other pan over here, I have potatoes boiling for mashed potatoes. This shouldn't take but about 20 minutes. I will be back with you to show you more. The chicken was rolled in flour, salt, and pepper. You can put other herbs and spices in if you wish. Salt and pepper is fine for me. And then I put them in to cook. And it will take a few minutes for these to finish cooking. I'm going to have to flip them over shortly and brown the other side, and then I will turn the temperature down and let them cook for a little while. Okay, I let it fry on one side for about 3 or 4 minutes, give or take a minute or 2. And then I turned it over. You can see that the chicken has started to get crispy on this side. And I'm going to let them cook for several minutes on this side, and then I will put a lid over it and turn the temperature down to cook them more thoroughly. Okay, I've turned the temperature down to middle temperature, and I've covered the skillet with a lid, and I'm allowing it to fry a little bit longer and a little bit slower to cook deeper into the chicken. I do not want my chicken undercooked. I want to make sure that it's cooked thoroughly. So it will cook for several minutes like this, and then we'll move on. When I get done with it, I'll pull it out and drain it on a paper towel while I prepare the rest of my... After a few minutes, I go back, and now my chicken is cooking at the lower temperature, which is about medium, about 350 degrees roughly, give or take a little bit. And you can see that it's starting to brown up nicely. This is the side I just flipped over. It's going to cook another several minutes. In the meantime, I've still got my potatoes boiling, and I put some broccoli on to heat it up. It will continue for a few minutes, and I'll have a nice dinner of fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, and broccoli. After a few minutes, you can hear that the chicken is no longer frying at the pace that it was. It's slowed down to where it's just barely bubbling now. I take my fork and I try to move the pieces around a little bit to make sure that all of the outer areas where the flour coating is do get cooked, but you can hear that it is not frying much at all anymore. I'll let it fry just a few minutes longer just to make sure that it is good and done. I'll take the lid off of it now and allow it to go ahead and fry into the open air. It will help crisp up the outer skin. These are skinless breasts, so it's not going to have a lot of skin on the chicken. It's just going to be mostly the breading. I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll pull these out, put them on paper towels to drain, while I proceed with the mashed potatoes. In the meantime, while everything else is frying, I got my mixer ready, put the beaters in, ready to go. I put butter and pepper and salt in my bowl to put my mashed potatoes in, and I'm ready to mix them. All I'll need now is to add a little milk as I stir my potatoes or mix my potatoes, and I will be pulling my chicken out to allow it to drain for just a few minutes while I make my mash. Okay, when my chicken is done frying, I pull it out and dredge it on paper towels so that it can absorb some of the oil. I scrape the bottom of my skillet to loosen up any bits that is already stuck to the bottom of the skillet from the breading. That will be used in my gravy. And now I'm going to end up removing a little bit of the oil that's in here. It's rather deep, so I'm going to take some of that away and have only maybe a couple of tablespoons full of oil left in the skillet to make my gravy. Okay, I removed all but just a couple tablespoons of oil, and now I'm going to take some flour and drop it into my skillet. I like to leave those little bits of already fried flour in my skillet. And what I'm going to do is stir this around in the oil and in the drippings from the chicken. Okay, and I'll add a little flour until I feel like I've got enough in here to make what is known as a roux. I believe that's spelled R-O-U-E. And when it starts to thicken up like this here, and I can see the bottom of the skillet good, okay, that tells me I've got pretty much enough flour in it. Now I will take my milk and water, and what I've done is I've taken about a 12-ounce size glass, okay, filled it half full with milk and half full with water. And now I will add it all at one time, okay. Don't dilly-dally with it. Go ahead and put it all in at one time. And with the heat on about medium, you can adjust it down a little bit just in case it's too hot, but at about medium. And you can see all those little bits of flour in there that came off of the chicken. That will make your gravy taste really great. And then you cook it and stir constantly until the gravy starts to thicken. It won't take but just a few minutes. If it takes a while to thicken, you can turn the heat up just a little bit. It'll help it reduce. And as you can see now, it's already thickening. Okay, so I'm going to remove the heat. Okay, and allow the gravy just to sit and steep. And you can see that it has thickened up considerably. You can move it aside now and actually see the bottom of the skillet. Okay, my potatoes have cooked long enough. It's time to pull them. And what I will do is pour those into a colander, which will allow me to drain all the water off of them. It doesn't have to be a colander. It can be any kind of a sieve, anything that will allow the water to drain off of them. And then I put the potatoes into my bowl where I'm going to be making potatoes. Now I already have butter and salt and pepper in here. Now I'm going to blend with my mixer, okay, until I've got them softened up, and then I will add a little bit of milk, probably no more than 1/4 of a cup, but what I need, and I have to judge that by feel, but I don't want my potatoes to be too runny. Because my potatoes were pretty well cooked, they were very soft. It only took about maybe 1/8 of a cup, if that much, of milk. I just added a little bit as I needed it. They were almost soft enough that I didn't even need milk with them, but I did add some milk. Butter also will help thin them down a little bit, but you can see they are not runny, but they will still slide around in the bowl. That's fine. I'm about ready to fix a plate. I'll come back and show you what it looks like in just a moment. Okay, here we have dinner. Mashed potatoes, broccoli, fried chicken breasts with gravy on them. This is a great meal. Very delicious. And this all took me about maybe a little over 20 minutes to prepare, including the time it took to peel and boil the potatoes and fry the chicken and to steam boil the broccoli. I'm going to go have lunch. I thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them below. Thank you. I'm going to enjoy my dinner. I hope you enjoy yours.